everybody, welcome to Comics from the Future. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our big show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend. So head on over to infinityflux.net right now. Start placing your pre-orders for all these books. Your pre-orders are due Sunday by 6 o'clock, so don't miss it because these books sell out every single time. Especially some of these top ones we're talking about. So get your orders in. It's super important. Whether you shop with us in the store or online.
Or at your own store.
Or your own store. Pre-order with them because that helps them out so much. But this is a big show.
Yeah.
There is a lot of number ones and big hard-hitting titles. So let's get into it. Starting with our Prime Comic pre-orders.
Starting with Absolute Batman number 17. This is, the third time we've talked about it, but the FOC date is officially here. It is officially this weekend. So this one is written by Scott Snyder. The art is from Eric Canetti, and I think this is going to be a 2-issue story before we roll into the next one that features Scarecrow.
Ooh.
And that cover was released today, and that looks really cool. So this is the first appearance of the Absolute Universe version of Poison Ivy, as you can see on the cover. Dr. Pamela Izzy has been unleashed from the Arkham facility, and we saw that at the end of the Arkham special. She has an unending hate and burning fire for revenge on Gotham City and those who put her in the belly of the beast. And it says when Batman hunts her down, he will have to survive a labyrinth of leveled horrors, one more gruesome after the next, as he tries to save the city from a monster it created. So it sounds like, I love where you have to sort of go through a labyrinth or a gauntlet or something to get to the bad guy. Sounds like a video game, basically.
Yeah.
And I am here for it. So this should be great. So if you already pre-ordered last week when we talked about it last Wednesday, you're still locked in, no worries. But if you haven't yet pre-ordered, do that this weekend.
This is more probably than any other book. Really pre-order it because every single time we get Absolute Batman in, it sells out no matter how many we order. It sells out usually day one.
Yeah. Or day -2, right? A lot of times they get sold out by the Monday before because of the online sales.
Yeah. So make sure you get your orders in for this because once again, this is now the kind of first official appearance of Absolute Poison Ivy. So this is another significant issue.
Yeah.
Much like the first appearance or that Spotlight Joker issue. We're still rolling out these classic Batman villains in the Absolute Universe. Every one of these is going to be a big deal, so don't miss out on this one.
So we have our A cover here. There's a Clayton Crane variant, a Dan Panosian variant, and an Eric Canetti variant. So that's your interior artist for this for these couple issues. Number 16 comes out next Monday. That's the second of the, not a two-parter, but it's the second book with Batman and Wonder Woman teaming up. And yeah, that's going to be cool too. So we'll be talking about that on Monday.
Yes. Well, next up we have one of Marvel's next big events. I believe it's going to be a 9-part story, jumping through various Spider titles.
Don't get scared off though. It's an event, but it's just a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's tucked away to the Spider-Man corner of the universe. It's not a big line-wide thing.
Yeah. So this is Amazing Spider-Man, Venom, Death Spiral. I like how it's like Amazing Spider-Man, Venom, and a little Carnage down there. Well, he doesn't get his name in the title. Yeah. So this is kind of your alpha issue, your kickoff issue, like they do with a lot of these events, especially the events that aren't its own series. Just like Age of Revelation and stuff kind of had a bookends. This is going to be much the same. So this one that kicks it all off is by Charles Soule, Joe Kelly, and Al Ewing. Those are your writers on Spider-Man, Carnage, and Venom. So, I mean, that makes sense. And the art is by Jesus Saez. And it says, first your friends, then your family, then you. The next epic Spider-Man and Venom crossover starts here and continues through April. A new superpowered serial killer is on the loose, and they're coming for Spidey, Venom, and everyone in between. But what terrible secret has Carnage learned, and what does it have to do with Spider-Man? And we know a little bit about coming out of Death Spiral.
Yeah.
A little Carnage Spider-Man, crossover there. But this is an event I don't know really anything about. No. like what is this entity?
Yeah.
Where do they come from?
And there's not really, so I wouldn't even call this an event, just more like a storyline, because there's no tie-in, so don't think like that. It's just going to take place in the pages of Amazing Spider-Man and Venom and Carnage. So that's it. There's no extra
This
things
seems
here
more
and there.
like how a classic crossover was.
Yeah. It's more a crossover. Yeah, but yeah, it's been forever since Spider-Man has crossed paths with Venom and Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
So this gives me vibes a little bit of the classic like Carnage. Maximum Carnage.
Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, so I don't know. I love that story. So hopefully this will be fun too. Ed McGuinness is going to be doing some of the artwork in Amazing Spider-Man, so that's going to look great.
I'm looking forward to seeing
Carlos Gomez still on Venom, so
some Peter, Mary Jane stuff again, just to see them teamed up as like heroes fighting. This is going to be pretty fun, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. Again, we've got a bunch of covers for this one, so this is your A cover by Ed McGuinness. We have a Stonehouse Carnage variant. We have a Scan Venom variant. We have the McFarlane Toys variant, which I saw that at Target the other day. Nice. We have an Ivan Coelho 9-part connecting variant. I love Ivan Coelho, especially when he leans into like kind of this like anime, like extreme.
I wonder, are all 9 parts going to be Ivan Coelho art?
Probably. I would hate to think that it would need to be.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I would say it's Ivan Coelho on all of them. And a Dave Raposa Spider-Man variant. So you've got a Carnage, a Venom, and a Spider-Man cover, and a connecting cover. So they're kind of all themed.
Next up is X-Men United #1. So this is the first of what I believe is an ongoing X-Men series. I'm sorry, a new ongoing X-Men series. This is from Eve Ewing and Tiago Palma. And it says, "Welcome to Gray Matter Lane. Learn to survive the experience." Gray Matter Lane, they're establishing a new school, a place where mutants anywhere in the world can come together in unity to teach one another the skills needed for their survival. Instructors include Wolverine, Beast, Prodigy, Magneto, and more. And a campus unlike any before seen. It's the crossroads of the X universe as a student body from across the globe works to take mutant kind to the next step in their evolution and to cope with a brewing threat to all their number. So hopefully there'll be a whole bunch of mutants in here, because they're all kind of like spread around right now. So,
well, you know what I think this is? I think it's called Gray Matter Lane. I think it's in their minds they go to school. That's how they can be all across the globe. Maybe something Emma Frost sets up, because gray matter is your brain.
Yeah,
and it doesn't say they come to they like culminate at a location. I think it's gonna be, it's like you kind of like tune in, and that's how they can have all these teachers and everything.
Well, it does say a place where mutants anywhere in the world can come together in unity.
Yep.
I figured it was, they were like Gray Malkin Lane. I figured, because it was a prison for a while. I figured they made it into a school again. I never thought about.
That's just my wild theory, but given the kind of like the wording and everything, I feel like that's maybe what they're gonna do. Especially with Emma Frost being able to do that.
You just blew my mind. I had not thought about that at all. So maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe. Well, it's like when COVID was going on in 2020 and my son had to do school from home for a year. It's basically remote learning for X-Men is what it is. Okay, interesting. We'll have to wait and see. This comes out on March 11th, so we'll see then. Yeah.
That's I'm going to put my prediction there, so then when we read it, we'll find out if I'm right.
So this is our A cover, and there's a connecting B cover. I don't necessarily love when they do this, because if you want both, you have to buy the same issue twice.
Yeah, it's not like issue 1 and 2 do this.
That's what it should be, yeah. There's also a Luciano Vecchio variant, a Matteo Lolli foil variant, a Mike Del Mundo variant.
That one's really funny.
Yeah. Peach Momoko variant. Scotty Young has a variant. I like that too. Tiago Palma Gray Matter Lane variant. So that is your interior artist right there.
See the like weird like little floaty things, and
all this
it's
stuff
very
down here.
organic.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And a W. Scott Forbes variant too. I don't know, that one Mike Del Mundo cover though. Wolverine was a crossing guard.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's obviously in the real world then, and Wolverine's going to be the crossing guard.
Okay, you convinced me. Yeah. Well, next up we have our next Vertigo original title. So we had Bleeding Hearts was the last one we talked about. Now End of Life is our next original Vertigo title. This is going to be by Kyle Starks and Steve Pugh. And this sounds interesting, and if you know Vertigo titles, like these are very kind of experimental, very, very creator-owned and driven books. So this is about professional hitman Eddie Stallion. And he's messed up. He's accidentally robbed the Raven, a high-ranking boss of the international cabal of assassins, the Menagerie, of which Eddie is a member. Or he was. Now, with a price on his head, Eddie chooses to hide in the one place everyone knows he'd never go, the small Midwestern town of Pluto, home of his estranged father, the stubborn and hard-case George Stallion. Looking for safe harbor, Eddie instead finds his resentful father dying of cancer, old friends looking to collect that bounty, menagerie assassins who have wandered into town, a canceled newspaper comic strip creator turned local crime lord, and oh yeah, his childhood first love too. So this is actually your team behind Peacemaker Tries Hard.
Yes, that was really fun.
Book from, I guess, early last year, or
I think it was a couple of years ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So present the story of a man-child assassin with some very grown-up problems. As Eddie grows more attached to the people of Pluto, he'll have to step in to solve those problems the only way a hitman knows how. So if you're looking for a new original concept to jump in on, I always love Vertigo books, so this will be really, really cool to check out. So we've got our A cover here by Gerard Perel. We have a Sebastian Fumiara cover, a Rafa Sandoval cover, a Dave Johnson cover, a Alvaro Martinez Bueno connecting variant. This is like all of the Vertigo books so far have had these connecting covers. And there's a Perel foil variant as well.
Next up, we have Universal Monsters Phantom of the Opera #1. This is going to be a 4-issue miniseries, just like all the other Universal Monsters books. This is from Tyler Boss and Martin Simmons. After a series of violent crimes wrecks the Paris Opera House, Christine Day's career is in chaos. But the show must go on, and Christine will discover that no one, especially the mysterious voice whispering from the eaves, are what they seem. An old friend returns to investigate these surprising attacks, and Christine will discover her connection to the truth and the man known as the Phantom of the Opera. So, doesn't sound like it quite lines up with the original Phantom of the Opera story, but it sounds like maybe it borrows some elements, but it's its own kind of thing. So yeah, just the next Universal Monsters book is here. This is our Martin Simmons A cover, and there is a Joshua Middleton variant also.
Well, next up, we have a new Predator miniseries. This is Predator Bloodshed #1. I'm excited about this one. This is by Jordan Morris and Roland Boschi and Ruieri Coleman. In the near future, Earth's fiercest fighters have gathered for an underground martial arts tournament organized by a shadowy organization. But all hell breaks loose when an unexpected combatant enters the ring, a predator. Now the champions are battling not just for the grand prize, but for their very lives. Can a disparate group of competitors band together in time to survive the extraterrestrial hunter? Choose your fighter, place your bets, and brace yourself for a bloody tournament unlike any other. So, feels very like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter.
Somebody left a comment on our video on Wednesday and said, "Sweet, it sounds like the Predator is going to be in the Kumite." And I was like, yeah, they need to draw like Jean-Claude Van Damme in the background somewhere.
Yeah, so it's that mix, but I like the idea that the combatants are still fighting, and they're just like, oh, we got to survive this, but I still want that prize. Yeah. So I think this will be really fun. Most of your Predator stuff so far has been by like Benjamin Percy, so this is interesting getting a new writer in there to see how their take on the Predator. But we've got a couple of covers here, so we've got our A cover, and I love this one. This is the Dan Panosian cover, and that is awesome.
Next is Death Fight Forever #1. This is going to be a 5-issue series from Image. This is written by Andrew McLean, and the art is by Alexis Zirit. This is an action comedy. I'm going to have to read it, though, because this is wild. Super thief Bruiser Brothers crash and bash Biggle, jump into action to help Commander Thunderfang fight interdimensional crime boss Lord Slither. But a run-in with Marla Mendoza, leader of the Cops gang, and that's Cops with a Z, and Slither's most formidable loyalist, changes the course of Bash's life forever. Somebody left a comment about this too and said that this was a Kickstarter, which I didn't know that. And we have a digital preview copy of this already, and it looks pretty wild.
It looks like you're in like an 80s arcade game.
Yeah, and that's fun. I grew up in the 80s playing games in the arcade, so this sounds really cool.
And you mentioned like Streets of Rage. It's totally Streets of Rage.
Yeah, for sure. So this is our A cover by Andrew McLean, and there's an Alexis Zirit cover, and that's your interior artist right there.
I don't remember if it's for this issue or the next issue, but there's a incentive that looks like your little character portrait, but the more you get beat up, like your lip swells and stuff, but it's like really pixelated and big, and I was like, oh yeah, that nails the feel of this.
I can hear like the 80s synth as you play this.
The crunchy punching noise. It's great. Well, next up, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It got moved to this week, but it is on here now. This is the Muppets Noir. This is what I believe is a one-shot by Roger Langridge. And this sounds really, really fun. So the show is about to begin at the famous Muppet Theater, and the regular pre-curtain chaos has the troupe stalwart MC Kermit the Frog coming apart at the seams. As always, he's probably wiggling his arms. In an attempt to de-stress, he settles down to read a few pages of a favorite old detective novel, only to get KO'd by an errant brick to the bean, leaving him laid out backstage as his co-stars try to coax him back to consciousness. But unbeknownst to them, Kermit has taken up the hard-boiled mantle of his fictional hero to walk the darkened streets of Dreamland, righting wrongs and cracking cases under the concealing cover of night. Flip Minnow, P.I., has no time for song and dance, not if he's going to solve the baffling mystery of the snoozing sleuth. So, it's all inside Kermit's head, which it sounds really fun. So it's how he imagines all of his friends and coworkers.
Maybe he'll be a student at Gray Matter Lane with the X-Men.
Man, I would love that.
Yeah.
I also love on this cover, Rizzo the Rat's on there. Since Muppet Christmas Carol and Muppet Treasure Island, there has not been enough Rizzo the Rat. He got replaced by Pepe the Prawn.
Oh, wow.
But I love Rizzo the Rat. So yeah, this is written and drawn by legendary cartooning talent of the Muppets comics, Roger Langridge. And what I think is interesting, it says, the covers featuring clue-filled cover art from both the author and guest artist Declan Shalvey, as well as appropriately enigmatic deluxe mystery blind bag. So yeah, there's like clues on these covers. So we've got our A cover here. That is by your writer and interior. There's the Declan Shalvey. So you got Sweetums, Gonzo, Rizzo, Fozzie, and Kermit. And I don't know if there's any clues on.
I was gonna say I don't see any clues on that one.
And then there is the mystery variant blind bag. This is going to be $15.99, but the blind bag contains 2 limited editions of the issue selected randomly from a range of variant covers exclusive to this offering, including a new original cover, colored blanks, and more. So it's a little bit more, but you get 2 exclusives in there as well. So I'm very excited for this because I love the Muppets.
All right, next is Iron Man number 2. Number 1 comes out next week, and we will be talking about it on Monday. We've got it right here. I cannot wait to read it. So a lot of this doesn't really make sense now, but it will make sense by next week. Iron Man is on the hunt for the missing captives. No, not really sure who that is or what they're missing from, as Madame Mask continues to twist the knife in Tony's back. Could Tony really be at fault for what's happening? And again, we don't know what's happening yet. Plus, Steve Rogers, Captain America, throws his mighty shield, but is it with Iron Man or against? I hope it's like right at his head. You know,
you can guess either way.
Yeah. So cannot wait. Highly anticipated, new Iron Man series. Joshua Williamson, Carmen Carnero. That's a great team. So yeah, this will all make much more sense next week. So this is our A cover. There's a David Nakayama variant, an Eric Larson variant, a classic looking cover. Ryan Stegman has a cover.
It's the
which
A
goes
cover,
with
reversed.
the A. Yeah. There's a Scotty Young, a 4-part connected variant. So that's the second part. Steve Scrooge Dread Knight variant as well. I wonder if Dread Knight's going to be part of this.
I don't know Dread Knight.
He is I know he's an Iron Man villain. I can't remember his backstory, but
yeah, I'm excited about this because Joshua Williamson on board. Like, this feels like a new era for Iron Man.
Yeah, everything we read about this, about the first issue, Madame Mask and AIM and Pepper Potts, a classic-looking War Machine was in the promo image. So this hopefully this will be a return to just like super classic Iron Man.
I'm excited too to see how this aligns with Venom, with Madame Mask.
Right,
like, is she gonna? I'm guessing now, since she's like with AIM, maybe she has that big AIM suit that she's using to fight. So we'll see. Well, next up, another book I am very much looking forward to. I've already pre-ordered the B cover for this. This is Lands Unknown, The Skinless Man, number 1. This is only a 2-issue miniseries. This is from the Tales from the Lands Unknown. This is Mike Mignola's newer other universe. This is not set within the Hellboy universe. This is the Lands Unknown. So this was the Bowling for Corpses, which was the first like hardcover graphic novel that kind of set up that world. There's a second hardcover coming out very soon. But this is set within, it's almost like Mignola making up his own mythology, kind of 1001 Arabian Nights, that kind of thing of like a whole pantheon of characters and history. And we're getting our first individual comics in this world. So it's written and drawn by Ben Stenbeck, who has worked in the Hellboy universe, but it's now over here. And it says, a stormy night in the mountains forces a lone traveler to take shelter in a witch's house, where the witch spins a yarn of the mysterious and merciless Skinless man who is in pursuit of a new skin at any cost, and the gang of warlocks who are foolish enough to deceive him. So you see your Skinless man here on the cover. And once again, it's kind of that 1001 Arabian Nights, like, guy goes in, the witch is like, let me tell you this story about the Skinless guy.
Yeah.
The story must be pretty bad at that point not to turn around and run. But I am very excited about this. Anything Mignola related, I am stoked for. So, and I love the designs of this. So we've got our A cover here, and there's a Mike Mignola variant, which is super creepy. You got your witch right there, and I guess your Skinless man.
Yeah. Next up is White Sky #1. This sounds really cool. This is from Image. I'm not sure how many issues this is going to be, but this is written by William Harms, and the art is by Lee Lowridge and Jean-Paul Mavinga. And it says, 5 years ago, the sky turned white and the world ended. Violet and her father, David, are forced out of hiding and flee toward the ruins of San Francisco, where they believe they'll be safe. But in this haunted world ruled by ghosts, no one is safe. So when I first saw this and first started reading about it, it gave me vibes of, if you ever saw the TV show Falling Skies with Noah Wyle, and that was a big like post-apocalyptic thing because the world had been taken over by aliens. And I was like, oh, this is maybe like an alien invasion kind of thing. But then it said the world is ruled by ghosts. So usually it's like, oh, it's an alien invasion. Oh, it's a zombie apocalypse. But no, this is a ghost apocalypse.
I don't know what those guns are going to do to ghosts.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
We've got a full preview copy
Oh,
of this.
really?
I looked
Okay.
through it. It's a colorist dream where the sky is always white.
Oh,
You
right.
do not have to do any kind of sky,
Very
sky
nice.
coloring. But it is really cool looking. It definitely give you vibes of like Walking Dead
Yeah.
or Last of Us, that kind of
Yeah.
feel. But really, really cool looking.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, like things like Last of Us or Walking Dead, but ghosts,
But
not
ghosts, yeah.
zombies this time. So
Which I think is pretty refreshing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So I think this is going to be cool. This is our A cover. That's your interior artist right there.
Yeah.
There's a Eliza Ivanova variant and a blank sketch variant. That's the sky.
That's what I was thinking when I added this there. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the sky
Yeah.
variant. Okay, well, next up we got to talk about this. This is super exciting. We talked about it on the Wednesday show, but this takes a lot of explaining. So, this is the Invincible versus the game that is coming out for PS5.
Yeah, it's a first for us. We're talking about a video game
Yeah.
here, not a comic book.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about video games all the time.
Well,
It's
yeah.
just not on the show.
Not on this show, yeah.
But we do talk about Invincible a lot.
Mhm.
So, Skybound, Robert Kirkman, Lunar, all of them being so awesome, have an exclusive for comic book stores of the game. We actually can get it through our distributor, who does not carry stuff like this, but it's an exclusive with an exclusive cover. So this is this one is the Lunar exclusive standard edition bundle. Now, I do have to preface this by saying, this is very exclusive. This is not on our website.
Yeah.
This is not the regular means of ordering things. It's just a little too expensive and that kind of thing where we can't have people ordering 10 copies and not getting any of them. This is for like our customers. You have an account with us, all of that. You're kind of in good standings. This is what you can order. So to get this, and we'll have to put up this, you can email us at info@infinityflux.net and find out how you can get your own copy and get added to this list. So very important, info@infinityflux.net. I'll leave that up for the duration of this segment. But Getting into the game, you've probably seen some of the gameplay or all of that. I'm very excited about this. It's got an original campaign mode. I'm not a big online player. I don't play against other people because they're all better than me. But this does have a campaign mode that is set in its own corner of the Invincible universe. Expect all of the over-the-top violence of Invincible in this. So, you can read all about that somewhere else. Let's talk about what this edition is. So this features an exclusive game cover by Corey Walker, your original Invincible artist for the first 6 to 7 issues, and then came back and interspersely did different ones. Featuring Elemental. That is your new character right here, which I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of her, maybe even in the show, maybe even in some other...
Didn't Capes number 6?
So Capes number 6 that was just listed does talk about the creation of a new character.
Yeah.
And after issue 6, it goes into its own thing. So we'll have to see. Is maybe she plays a part in that. But it says debuting for the first time in any Invincible medium as part of the roster. So that is what's exclusive about this. Plus, you've got some of the best female characters on here. You got Elemental, you got Monster Girl, and you've got Adam Eve. This edition also comes with an exclusive Invincible #1 variant of the Corey Walker art cover. So you get you get Invincible #1 with this as the cover art of that by Corey Walker, which is awesome. In addition to the disc with the base game, this physical edition includes a set of 4 keepsake trading cards and a printed controller layout. That way, when you go look down and say, how do I block?
Yeah.
Oh, this piece of paper tells me.
That's pretty cool.
Now, that is the standard edition. It will be $59.99, but once again, you've got to order through info@infinityflux.net if you are interested. But the big one, the one I've already pre-ordered because I am the biggest Invincible fan, is the Invincible versus PS5 Collector's Edition bundle. This is a limited edition premium. It's got a limited run. Inside, you will receive the full base game, a year 1 character pass. So you get all of the kind of the game pass for that year, the subscription or whatever, where you get all the characters, and a selection of deluxe cosmetics, giving you access to additional content and customization options as the game evolves. The disc is presented in a collectible steelbook case, accompanied by a printed controller layout card like the other one. Also includes the 4 character cards and a mini reprint of #1 comic. So you get 2 copies of Invincible #1, the regular edition that you get with the other one in this by Corey Walker, and then a mini version of Invincible #1, which I think has the regular box art cut, which is this, but it's in color, I believe. You also get a developer letter signed by the entire team behind Invincible Versus. It's going to be $110. Once again, very limited. Check with us at info@infinityflux.net to find out how you can get this. I'm very excited about it. I've seen the gameplay, all the characters, cosmetics, other costumes. I'm in.
Yeah, this is going to be really cool. But yeah, we do want to stress again, this will not be on the website to order like you order your books. You will have to send an email for that.
Well, then next up, we got big event check-in. We only have one to talk about. Yeah. I almost didn't have this section and just put in something else, but we got a slide for it. For why not?
Titans number 32, number 31 came out this week, and this is a cool tie-in because this is the one that most shows us what is going on outside the tournament on the surface of the planet, and it's not good. In this one, we see more of Jinx terrorizing Gem World and Nightwing and Raven taking her on. Cyborg is gone. He's a stone statue, and the Titans are spread across the galaxy. With their backs against the wall, Arsenal and Donna Troy prepare for battle as the last line of defense against Darkseid's forces, and we saw them fight Grail in the issue that came out this week, and they didn't fare very well. Is this the Titans' last stand, or is it the beginning of something new? And we know that this title is actually about to change. Even the title is going to change to the New Titans.
Yep.
And they're going to have some new characters, some of whom you see on the cover there.
Definitely check out the DCKO The Kids Are All Fight special coming out
next week
to find out a little bit more about that. We've read it. It is a great one-shot issue.
It's really fun. It's not the super biggest tie-in to DCKO, but it's still a fun issue. It's more a tie-in to Titans and what's going to be coming with Titans in the next month or so.
Yeah,
it's really fun though. It's really good.
It's a really fun one shot.
John Kent and Cassandra Cain Batgirl. Like that could be the next world's finest.
Yeah.
They're great together.
Yeah, it's really, really fun, so don't miss out on that.
Yeah, so this is our A cover, and there's a Kanan White variant.
Got some classic Titans looks on there.
I like Beast Boy when he's like
half beast.
Like, yeah, sort of a like swole, like Beast Man kind of form. I like that.
Well, next up we have more Essential Comics. We're going to kick it off with Inglorious X-Force #2. #1 came out this week. I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm definitely excited to see. It was definitely a setup, rounding up the team issue, but some great Cable moments. Boom Boom was awesome in that. Going forward, there is hell to pay for Helverine. Helverine must face demonic temptation, and it's all part of Cable's secret agenda. Plus, meet the hidden agent who's been stalking X-Force from the shadows. I wonder if that's who we actually saw at the end of the last one.
I don't remember.
A certain person that also knows Cable pretty well. The mysteries deepen and the action amplifies as the true mission comes into focus. Someone who has really good luck on things.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out issue #2.
I hope it is that character. I like that character.
Yeah, especially Cable and that character together.
Yeah.
I think is really awesome. Yeah. So, my favorite thing about this is what Cable looks like. He's got the big brown shoulder pads, and very 90s. So we've got our A cover right here. We have a Fan Yang cover. That's like what we were talking about.
Yeah.
There is an Ian Churchill variant. He's going to be holding comics, but they just haven't put in what comics he's reading yet. There's the Jason Burrows variant, and there is the Stefano Caselli variant. And that was really cool.
And to go along with that, we have Psylocke Ninja #2. #1 came out this week as well. The Hand has given Psylocke a brutal order to kill Elektra. Will Psylocke be able to resist the Hand's control? And even if she can, how will she evade Elektra's wrath? So I'd like to see these two go up against each other. I don't know if they ever have before. It seems like they should have met at some point, but I don't remember reading a story with the two of them.
Is this pre-Betsy Braddock Psylocke? Before they merged?
Well, no, this is right after they merged. This is right after Betsy Braddock merged into Quantum's body. And so, yeah, she's like the ninja. But yeah, this takes place back in this is not a current day series. This is a retro series. The first issue takes place just a little bit after Uncanny X-Men #251 from back in the 80s. That's when this series takes place. Okay. So this is our A cover. There's an In-Hyuk Lee versus Elektra variant. There's a Joshua Swaby variant and a Ricky Yagawa variant.
Well, next up, it's got the trifecta of the books that came out this week. Continuing on, we got Rogue #2, which is set in current Marvel day. Rogue and Mystique have always had a complicated relationship, and it's not getting any easier. Rather than tell the whole truth, Mystique channels Destiny and gives Rogue a vague summary of what happened that night at Project Pegasus all those years ago, and we saw that it's kind of the instigating act that Rogue saw and was like, what is going on here? Why is it haunting me? I've got to go figure it out. Rogue thought her brotherhood of evil mutant days were behind her, but that couldn't be further from the truth. With the cryptic visions of her past plaguing her present, Rogue finds an inhospitable group of mutant haters on her road to the truth. Mystique continues to hold back crucial information, as she likes to do, as Rogue feels herself driven mad by visions of Sabretooth and the Constrictor on a mission long forgotten. It's cool to see Constrictor back. So if you like #1, definitely pick up #2. This is just a mini series, but it's very, very interesting. So you've got your A cover right here. There's a Carmen Carnero variant. That's your Iron Man artist. There is a Yasmin Putri Rogue variant, and that is it.
And we also have stalling. We have a Hulk Smash Everything #3. #2 came out this week, and it was bonkers fun. And in this one, it's the fight you never knew you needed. Hulk versus the supermassive black hole at the center of the galaxy. Will the uncaring force of physics be enough to end Hulk's rampage at last? Or will the Jade Giant conquer the cosmos itself? Probably the latter, because this has 2 more issues after this to go. But this has been...
It's just him slowly getting sucked into the black hole.
This has been a really fun series. Again, this is not connected to anything, so don't try to reconcile this with the current Infernal Hulk. This is its own complete separate story, and it's been really, really fun. So this is our A cover, and there's a Patrick Boutine variant.
Some thick-armed Hulk. Well, next up, we have the Ultimates issue 21. This one sounds really fun, as this is going on during Ultimate Endgame. Luke Cage and the New Avengers. Have we heard the term Avengers yet in the
Yeah.
Ultimates? Okay.
Yeah.
The new Avengers, led by Luke Cage, take on the Maker's Council. Prisoners turn superpowered heroes thanks to the heroic catalyst reclaimed from the Maker in an all-out brawl across the globe. So, cutting back to what's going on with Luke Cage and Danny Rand was there and all of that. So this should be really interesting.
Yeah, we've heard the term Avengers as it relates to this group of characters, and we've seen these characters like the Blue Flame Skull guy, but we don't know who they are, what their powers. We don't know anything about them. They've just been in the background of several different issues.
So we've got our A cover right here. We have an Inyuk Lee Ultimate Special variant. There's your Blue Skull guy that we don't really still know who it is. It's like a Ghost Rider kind of.
On like a Cerebus or something?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And a Pere Perez variant.
We have Sorcerer Supreme number 3. Number 2 comes out next week. We'll talk about that on Monday. In the wake of Victor Von Doom's fall, Wanda has claimed a new title, Sorcerer Supreme of Earth. So that's kind of the gist of this series. But the Vishanti, they are unwilling to validate Wanda's claim, and they have anointed their own Sorcerer Supreme, which is Agatha Harkness. And we saw all of that in the first issue. And after a fiery battle with her former mentor, which I'm assuming we'll see in number 2 next week, Wanda wakes up in limbo where nothing is as it seems, but if she's going to escape, she must first defeat its ruler, Madeline Pryor. And
that's cool.
Yeah, but, it says, is she going to escape? If this is anything like the other crop of Scarlet Witch books that we've had for a while, she'll probably just wave her hand and everything will just be solved.
And a door will open.
And a door will open and she'll be fine. So, that's my only issue with these books with these Scarlet Witch stories for a while is she's never in any danger because she can just wave her hand and every problem is solved. So hopefully she'll actually face some adversity here. So this is our A cover. There's a David Nakayama variant and a Russell Dauterman variant.
Well, next up we have The End 2099. Number 2 of this comes out next week.
Yep.
Although it feels like number 1 came out a long time ago, but I guess it was a month ago.
I guess it was a month.
So the heroes of 2099 are on the run from the Abyssal Warriors, which is the combination of Null and Galactus. Enemies pulled from across reality, infected by Null with symbiote seeds. So doesn't tell you a whole lot that you didn't already know if you read issue number 1, but we'll know better with issue number 2. Looks like you've got a version of Wolverine. Age of Apocalypse Wolverine and Miles and Red Hulk and Spider-Girl. So if you enjoyed the number 1, make sure you go ahead and pre-order number 3, and number 2 is next week. We've got our A cover here. We have a to be determined artist, which is what it says, but that looks like Baby Hagulayan.
I can't see who that signature is down there.
But I do think the artist is determined. They just didn't put their name. And there is a Ken Lashley battle variant.
No, I like
all
that.
These have had.
Yeah, I think that's pretty slick. And then we have Batman Superman World Scientist number 48. So I believe this is the start of a brand new story arc. Enter the Crime Syndicate. They are the finest duo in the world. But which world? Forget Batman and Superman. Welcome to a chilling tale starring their evil crime syndicate doppelgangers, Ultraman and Owlman. So how cool is that we're getting, a Batman Superman book, but not with Batman Superman?
Yeah, and Owlman and Ultraman without the other heroes in it. It's like, this is what they're doing over there when they're not being disturbed by the main universe.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's going to be another one like, Superman and Batman go to, Earth 3 where the crime syndicate, I don't know if it's going to be that or if it's just going to be a story about these guys. I just want to see
a story of what's a day in the life of this team up like.
Yeah, I don't know, but new story arc. And this series is still trucking along. Number 50 is in the solicitations that came out today. Big anniversary issue, and you can jump on this at pretty much at any time. You could jump on right here at this new story arc, and this is one of my favorite books on the stands, and it has been for 4 years. This is our A cover by Dan Mora. There's a Mark Spears variant and an Adrian Gutierrez variant, and that's your interior artist.
Yep.
Well, not on this one. I guess that Marcus Toe is doing this, but Adrian Gutierrez is your regular interior artist, but he's not listed down there.
The artist on. I think it's this will probably take us up to issue 50, so it's probably 48, 49. Well, next up, this is a new book from Mad Cave. This is a 4-issue miniseries, Florida's Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. No, you didn't just read a newspaper headline. So this is by Fred Kennedy and James Edward Clark. and this sounds nuts. The solicitation, I have to read it straight because there's no way I could summarize this. Disco Hippo Wonderland is the #1 amusement park in Flamingo City, but few realize its corpulent owner, Jans Major Discow, is about to release the most potent drug ever created, Coke 45. Fortunately for humanity, Agent Clark Nebraska is on the case. She'll bring down Discow come heck or high water. That was the plan until her undercover agent, Tico Sincoza, was captured, and before she can rescue him, Miguel, Tico's sexy loose cannon of an older brother, beats her to the punch, storming into the park with bullets flying. Discow panics, dumping the Coke 45 into the hippo enclosure and letting them loose on the park before fleeing into Wonderland's tunnel network. Nebraska's plans are totally off the rails, and things get worse when a marijuana smoke-fueled hurricane drowns the park in torrential rain. Now it's up to Nebraska and Miguel to try to create an uncomfortable truce to bring Discow down before he escapes. That's a lot.
That's a lot. I mean, it's like this is Cocaine Bear, but cranked up to 11.
Yeah, yeah. This has everything in it. So, if that sounds like your speed, this A cover is your interior artist on it, which I think is very fitting for the Nutso storyline. But we've got our A cover here, and we also have a Mirka and Dolfo cover, which is really cool. Next up, we have continuing stories. Starting
with Black Panther Intergalactic #3. #2 came out this week as well. T'Challa faces down a planet of villains, and for each one he defeats, another takes its place, and the power behind them all still awaits its chance to beat the king. His only hope is to finally reunite with his sister Shuri and the orphan boy Femi, and she's been running around with him these last couple issues. And only by working together will all three have any chance of surviving. So that doesn't really tell us much about this particular issue. That's more a summary of the overall series. But this has been pretty interesting. So this is your third issue.
Each issue has kind of had a villain that's not actually the villain you think it is.
Right.
Like the last one looked like Doc Ock, and now this one looks like Juggernaut, but probably not.
Well, the cover made you think it was Doc Ock. It was maybe it was a little bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is our A cover. There's an ACO variant and a Marvel Cosmic Invasion variant.
Well, next up we have Wiccan Witches Road, issue #3. #2 came out this week and saw Wiccan actually start on the Witches Road. But this one sounds interesting because Avengers become aware of the magical mischief spreading across the globe, and even Storm might have some thoughts about tampering with the elements. So some other bigger, heavy-hitting characters start to take notice of some of the weird stuff going on. So if you like #2, pre-order #3. This is your A cover, and there is a Peach Momoko cover.
And then we have Bloodland #2. #1 came out this week as well. And the White Cell vampires pull the strings of power-hungry U.S. President Andrew Cross, and an underground resistance network evolves. And we saw a lot about that in the first issue. And in this one, one of the characters' name is Heather. She's taken in by a collective of individualist freedom fighters known as the Art League. And they share revelations about her saga at the hospital, but her patience wears thin as they delay the search for her newborn son. And then while all that's going on, Sun, one of the main characters' name is Sun. His crew swaps intel with Blood Runners, which is a group of dissenting vampires who have sworn off human blood, but will never shake their menacing reputation. And the iron-fisted Reverend Hawk begins a savage secession campaign. So a lot going on in this book. Like I really, really like the premise. That the president has joined up with this group of ancient vampires in order to maintain power. But there's a whole lot of different groups and a lot of different factions and characters. So it was a lot to keep up with. But I think by the time it's all said and done, it'll be a really cool story. This is our A cover, and there's a Jeremy Hahn cover.
Well, next up we have The Darkness, issue #3. Not a whole lot to say about this, just continuing the Darkness story, although we did get solicitation today for a one-shot that's coming up with Darkness versus the Angelus, which is kind of what this has been building to.
Feels like that should just be like The Darkness #5.
It does,
something
which
like
is
that,
interesting that it's a separate thing. But if you enjoyed issue #2 that came out this week, definitely pre-order #3. We've got our A cover here, and we also have our Brett Booth variant.
I like that.
Yeah. Next up, we have got cover gallery, just a bunch of cool covers to show you with some books inside.
Some pages inside. You said books inside?
There's books inside of the
some stories.
covers.
Right. So this is Hello Darkness number 19, the Jenny Frison variant.
Anything with water freaks me out. Next up, we have Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring number 6.
This is it. This is the end. This is the end of the series.
This is the Fleeks movie homage cover. I love the IDW that looks like the DVD logo and everything. So that's really fun. And then there is also the Beals cover, which is a nice...
She's got blood on her apron.
Dr. Seuss homage.
We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Godzilla number 4. This is is that Juniba variant. Is that like... That's like an Ultraman, or I can't remember his name. The guy that Jet
Jaguar.
But a turtle.
But also holding a jet.
Right. It's very meta that way.
Yeah. Next up, we have Infernal Hulk, issue number 4, the Ario Anedito Hell's Kitchen variant. So I'm sure the final version will be in color, but you can kind of see what Hulk as the protector of Hell's Kitchen would look like.
We have Thor number 7. This is the Ario Anedito Hell's Kitchen variant. So that's what Thor would look like if he were a street level protector. And there is a Marvel Cosmic Invasion variant.
With Beta Ray Bill. That was the first character in that game I maxed out his level. Because I was like, I can play as Beta Ray Bill in this game. That's all I wanted to do.
I still haven't played the full game. I played the demo, but I haven't played the full game yet.
His throw the hammer ability, and it just stays in the air and spins. You can just like punch people into your spinning hammer is very satisfying. But I like how this Thor cover, it's like, oh, he's street level. It's like, no, in the comics right now, he's street level.
Yeah, for sure.
That is more of Hell's Kitchen Thor than this one is.
That's Sigurd Jarlsson. That's who they should have put on that cover.
Yeah. Well, next up, we have some Catwoman covers, which are always fantastic. So first off, this is for Catwoman 84. This is the Frank Cho cover. We have an Asterar cover and a Scott Forbes cover.
And we have Ghost Pepper number 8. This is a Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer cover.
Very cool. Next up, we got some Mark Spears Monsters. This is for issue number 9. So we have kind of a Mad Hatter one. We've got a Lady Dracula. We have one called Send in the Clowns and a Monsters Matinee 3D variant.
And this is Superman Unlimited number 10. This is the Mike Choi variant. My TikTok buddy Mike Choi did this one.
And we've got some Wonder Woman covers for issue number 30. So this is your David Nakayama cover, a Dustin DeWin cover, a Christian Ward cover, a Chrissy Zulo Valentine's Day cover, and a Torrin Clark Black History Month variant. And then we got Bookshelf, and there is quite a few on this week to talk about.
Starting with Punisher and Fury Max by Garth Ennis Omnibus. So this is going to be $100. And this collects a bunch of different stuff. So Punisher the Platoon, that was a 6-issue miniseries from 2017. Fury Max number 1 through 13, that was from back in 2012. Get Fury, the 6-issue miniseries from just a couple of years ago. And Punisher Soviet, which was a 6-issue miniseries from back in 2019. So these are all going to be like, I don't know if they all are, but like some are, Fury Max is obviously a Max title. Get Fury was as well. So these are all obviously more mature themed.
I thought these are all like set in the past. Most of them.
Yeah. Fury Max and Get Fury was, I think. I'm not sure about Punisher Soviet. I think the Punisher the Platoon was as well. But yeah, so some great Garth Ennis stories here. So this is the standard edition cover that's available everywhere from Dave Johnson. And then there's a Jason Burrows direct market cover, which is only available in comic shops like ours.
Well, next up, we've got our next compact comic with Batman The Dark Knight Returns. So there's a lot of really nice DC compact comics coming out.
Yeah.
And you can get The Dark Knight Returns for only $10. So that is a great deal. The ones that were announced today is like Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, Superman Red Sun.
Superman Red Sun. So, I mean, this is, there's such a plethora of awesome stories.
Yeah. What was the other one? Oh, Gotham Central?
Yeah, Gotham Central. So, very, very cool.
And then we have the Robin the Bronze Age omnibus. I have already pre-ordered this. I'm very excited for
This
this.
is why I put this on there for you. I'm like, you'll know exactly.
Yeah, so this is $125, and it doesn't say what issues it is, but this collects a bunch of Robin solo stories that were told as backup stories. I don't remember if it was in the pages of Batman or Detective Comics, or maybe even something like World's Finest. I don't remember which book or books it was in, but there was a bunch of backup stories that featured Robin on his own in college. It was Dick Grayson. It was back in the 70s. Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. I think she plays a decent part in it too. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. So these are all those. So they aren't full. They weren't full issues, but they've taken all of those smaller stories and squashed them together in one big omnibus. And I'm very excited for this. And this is new printing too. They published this before, but this is a new printing of that. Yeah, and it's gonna be $125.
Well, next up we have Superman the Kryptonite Spectrum. This one that just wrapped up, which was crazy. It is a black label, so it's set in its own universe as all these new Kryptonite colors appeared, and Superman decides to test them all out with Batman. So I read the beginning of the series. I did not get a chance to read the end, so I'm very excited to read it all as one. So if you...
Oh, it was bonkers. The ending was bonkers, yeah.
Yeah, so you can get this for $29.99 because I believe it is a hardcover.
This is the G.I. Joe Deluxe Edition hardcover book 1. Not to be confused, wasn't there already one that says G.I. Joe that collects...
It was called Codename G.I. Joe, Volume 1 and 2, that collected the 4 miniseries.
Yeah, Duke, Cobra Commander...
Because I was like, why are they calling it Book 1 again? I get that this is the ongoing series, but I looked, no, it was called Codename G.I. Joe.
Right, so don't get this mixed up because, yeah, there have been 2 other G.I. Joe hardcovers that look exactly like this. One of them collected Duke and Cobra Commander. The other collected Scarlet and Destro. But now this one collects the first 12 issues of the actual G.I. Joe series and the story from the Energon Universe special from Free Comic Book Day last year, which was a pretty cool story too. So this is G.I. Joe proper. All the miniseries are done, and this is your main series here. This is going to be $49.99. This is the Tom Riley cover. This is the standard edition one that's available everywhere. And there's also a wait a minute. No,
other way around.
Yeah, it was the other way around. That's the direct market cover.
And this one right now was having some problems on our website, but keep checking back because we put in a note to fix it. It was just you could only order the regular cover, but it should be fixed where you can order this special one if you want the Baroness cover.
Yeah, so this is the direct market that's only available in comic book stores, and then this one is the standard edition that's available at comic shops everywhere. I'll probably get the Baroness one because I think one of the other ones already had Duke on it, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like I've got a Duke cover, and now I need a Baroness
I know,
cover.
and it's usually I would only go with I've been getting all of this one for this series, the A or the B cover. But I've been picking, choosing, I like this character.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I've been doing that with Transformers and everything. This I am so excited about. This, when I first started getting into comics, when I first worked at a comic book store years and years ago, was on the shelves. And I remember asking for a recommendation of something, and this was recommended to me, and I fell in love with it. By Jim Zub and Edwin Huang, is Skullkickers. This is the most video game D&D style feeling book, as we've got our mercenaries, a dwarf, and just a big warrior guy, and they fight all kinds of crazy stuff because all they want is riches and wealth and all of that. So the art in this, Edwin Huang was the artist on Street Fighter. This is his art in the cover, and this is what the interiors look like. It is so much fun. It's kind of a comedy adventure action book. And I just cannot recommend this highly enough.
This is a cool series. This is part of what we talked about before, that second wave of Image books where when Walking Dead first started coming out, Invincible, Chew, this, and a lot of other really cool early 2000s Image stuff. This is in line with those. It's really cool.
When I met Jim Zub a few months ago at a con here, everybody's talking to him about Conan and stuff. I was like, Skullkickers is one of my favorite things ever. So, but this is actually kind of a compact edition. So they are doing one of those as well, like they've been doing with all the other stuff. I'm not sure the exact dimensions of this, but I do know it's a smaller size. But it is, it comes with issues 1 through 11. So it is $17.99, but whereas most of the like $9.99 ones, you've got like 6 issues, this has almost double that for not double the price. Cannot recommend this highly enough, and I already know they're doing the volume 2 because you can already like search on our website and find the volume 2 coming out for this. This was a blast.
Yeah, great way to catch up with this series because they don't make any, it's not in print anymore. The Skullkickers is over, but they're re-releasing a new edition, so it's a great way to get caught up with this series that ended a long time ago.
Yeah, definitely pick it up. It's a blast. Next up, we got some new printings. There's some really cool ones here.
Starting with Batman The Dark Knight Returns, #1. This is the facsimile edition of the original one, but there's also a newer Frank Miller cover, not like the old Frank Miller cover.
I'm confused what his feet are doing, that you're seeing the bottom of his shoes.
Well, they're curled up behind him, right?
Yeah, but he's really tucking. Like, it's not too easy to get your feet to touch your back.
He's bent in half, yeah. He's limber. And there's also a Jim Lee cover, which, like you said, I believe Jim Lee drew this like back in the COVID days.
When he was doing the charity ones, which some of his best art came out of there. They were some incredible stuff, but but they weren't colored, so they've been coloring them, and this is
I feel like
awesome.
He can't fit through that hole. His shoulders
that's
are
just
wider
more
than
of like
hole.
maybe just for a light to come through. Maybe he like pulls all over and he drops out the bottom or something.
Maybe.
Well, next up we have Detective Comics 575 Facsimile Edition. This is year 2, part 1 of 4. I'm guessing they'll probably do all 4 parts of year 2 because they did with year 1. Of course, Alan Davis on this. So very, very cool Batman story. If you want to read it in single issues, this is a cheap way of doing it. And there's the regular edition, the foil, and the sketch cover edition.
This is Dungeons of Doom #1, the second print. And like you heard us talk about the first print when it came out a week or 2 ago. We loved this. Like, I went into this with kind of sort of low expectations, thinking, what is this going to be really?
One World Under Doom's over. Like, what more is there?
Yeah, they're doing, they had the Will of Doom, and there's stuff going on in Captain America that kind of feeds off this, but this feels like a little extra tacked on story that doesn't really matter much. This was awesome. I loved this book so much. And some people have told me that they checked it out based on our recommendation, and we're glad they did. Yeah. So this is the second print. This is so cool. These 3 different factions fall into these catacombs underneath Doom's castle, and they have to sort of make their way through these creepy tunnels, and then there's like mysterious doors with terrifying things behind them, and there's sarcophagi that's got some crazy stuff in them, and Red Hulk's down there smashing stuff, and this is just so cool. And it's not even like a superhero book. Yeah. It's just like, it's more a horror book because there is terrifying things. Like, what in the world has Doom been keeping down in these dungeons that he had? So if you missed out the first time, definitely don't miss the second print because this was really cool.
It kind of gives me feelings too of like Aliens, where you've got the team and they're like, well, there's no going back now. We're in like the belly of it. Yeah. And they're getting picked off by different weird traps and things.
I'm glad they're doing a second print because I really feel like this was slept on.
Yeah, I do too. And it does feel like maybe it will have some ramifications in either Captain America or the Armageddon story. There may be, maybe nothing big, but maybe little things because this is dealing with, what Doom actually had in his possession.
I mean, Captain America #6, they even briefly referenced this.
Yeah, and it did say, see Dungeons of Doom, so that's
so good.
Cool.
It was so good.
And we also have a Null #1. This is the Mike Walsh second printing variant. I believe this one was the foil edition originally. But this one also, I believe we sold out maybe day 1, maybe day 2. But we sold out of it very fast. And it was a really good issue in setting up the Queen in Black story that we're going to be getting later this year.
Yeah, I liked it. It's a bit of a setup. I think #2 will be where the real meat and potatoes come in. But this also was better than I thought it would be. I quite enjoyed this.
Art.
Yeah,
the art was really, really good. So definitely order this one because it's going to be a little bit harder to find the first print of #1.
Yeah, I like this too.
And that is it for Comics from the Future. Thank you so much for watching. Again, head over to infinityflux.net right now. Start placing your pre-orders for these books. Your pre-orders are due Sunday by 6 o'clock. That's when it kind of rolls over to the next week's worth of books. So it's very important you get your order in before then. That way you don't have to worry about these books selling out. You will already have yours pre-ordered. Also, don't forget, if you're interested in the Invincible game, email us at info@infinityflux.net, and we can work out there how you can get that game. Super important you do that as well. Also to note, it is only for the PS5 version. There is an Xbox version, but that wasn't what the Lunar special thing was with. It was just for the PS5 version. But all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, ring a bell, shove it in your friend's face.
Smash buttons.
Hulk smash buttons. Do all of that. And come in here on a Monday where we'll be going over some of the big books next week. It is a huge week.
Next week,
how many absolute books?
So next week there's 4 absolute books. There's 3 DCKO tie-ins. There's Iron Man #1.
Yep.
And I don't even remember. That's enough, right? I mean, there's already tons of stuff.
A ton of stuff over here.
So next week's caliber of books is probably, and I don't, we're only a few weeks in, but it's probably the biggest of the year so far, as far as caliber. We've got Absolute Batman being one of those. Absolute Wonder Woman with Zatanna is one of those. Yeah, Skinbreaker.
The final issue of Miles Morales that might have a tie-in with the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, maybe.
We're going to have to read that to find out for sure, and we'll talk about that on Monday. So definitely don't miss Monday's show because that's going to be very informative.
Yep.
A lot to talk about there. But with all that being said, stay safe if it's some cold, windy, snowy, icy weather. And until next time, see ya.